It's January 2024 and time for an update. We're going to be talking about some YouTube stuff, videos past and future, and also some behind the scenes things as far as what's been going on here. Let's see, what else? Oh yes, some product line stuff. I'm going to need some feedback, and then I'm going to show you what we have for our February limited run items. For all that and more, stay tuned. It is indeed January 2024. In fact, it is January 31st. We are definitely cutting it close here. So welcome to this first business update of 2024. Let's get right into it. I've got a card with some notes on it. So first item is the YouTubes. There haven't been a ton of videos from this update to the last one. That is for several reasons, but what is up there, we do have a couple of the Sabine Wren videos. That's the Star Wars cosplay build that I'm making. That's going to be a series. There's 2 of those videos up. That's an ongoing project that I have. I also did a custom padfolio for a friend of mine, and yeah, part of the reason that you haven't seen a ton of videos is because to film that entire process, if you have watched that, and if you haven't, it's a good one. It's actually, in my opinion, one of my best ones that I've done. Yes, I do all the editing myself. Some of you are like, yeah, we can tell. I know. But that all takes time. With that padfolio video, by itself, it was over 225 gigs of footage that I took, and it took me almost a solid week to edit that. Now, it wasn't full 8-hour days that I was devoting to that, but yeah, I wasn't working on much else besides getting that done. And so editing video takes a lot of time. I know for more than a month I've been promising the how to price your leatherwork part 2. That is not the current video that I'm working on, but it is the next one. So let me talk about the current video, not this one. All right, the next one that'll be posted, it's actually a collaboration video with a channel called The Leatherverse. Some of you may know it, others of you may not. I hadn't really heard of them until the owner of that channel, who is a master leather worker for Weaver Leather, he reached out to me and wanted to do a collaboration where I showed his audience something. It helps us both. And so my next video that I am almost done editing and about to send over to him is all about how to make a custom hatchet or axe sheath. Okay, this kind of ties into some product line stuff that we're going to be talking about. The reason why, even though we're mostly an outdoor leather goods company, that we don't have axe or hatchet type stuff on our website yet is because whether you have kind of a mid-grade price axe or a more expensive premium axe or hatchet or something dirt cheap from Walmart, every single head on these hatchets or axes are all a different size and shape. Okay, so I had originally planned months ago, a year ago, I don't know, to start to sell hatchet covers like this, but then it dawned on me, oh yeah, not everyone owns a Holtzbrook, whatever this one is. And so, therefore, unless they own this very expensive hatchet, this cover, this sheath, isn't going to fit their axe or their hatchet. So that means I would have to individually purchase every single axe or hatchet, or at least all the big name ones, all the popular ones, make custom things for that, get those patterns worked out, have a drop-down menu, all that kind of stuff. I realized that wasn't practical, just from a financial or business standpoint. So I developed a way that with about a half a square foot of leather and a few basic tools, you can make your own sheath for your hatchet or your axe. with the method that I made in the video for the Leatherverse. Now, by the time you're watching this, whenever that is, that video may or may not be up. I know as of January 31st, it is not up because I haven't finished the final edit that I'm going to send over there. But what that video kind of led me to is, instead of me selling finished product, okay, I'm actually going to begin to sell in the next month or two. I've got to work out the logistics, supply chain, all that kind of stuff, finances, things like that. I want to start to offer a hatchet and axe sheath kit, to where I provide you with the leather and the materials, the consumables that you'll need to make a very basic axe or hatchet sheath that functions, very simply, all right, to cover the end of your blade. All right, it's custom fit. It's not going to come off because all axes and hatchets flare out, and so it's wet molded onto it. All of these are dyed and waxed also. This is an outdoor product, so I like to either have oil tan leather, or for veg tan, I like to wax that so that it can shed water in the outdoors. All right, so that has led to potential new product that is a kit that will have an accompanying instruction video that'll be very similar to the Leatherverse one, but it'll actually be one of the kits that you get. Or it'll be filmed using a kit that I'm going to sell. But yeah, the good thing about this, it's very customizable. All right, you could do something, let's see, extraordinarily basic, like this axe head sheath. It's a button stud and a simple stitch line. Okay, if you wanted to get a little bit more fancy, like for this hatchet, it's got a button stud also. It has a stitch line, but at the top and the bottom, there are rivets there, just at the beginning and end of your stitch line. So just a little bit extra. Or you don't have to stitch at all. You could do something like this one, where it is put together just with rivets on the side. This one also has a snap instead of a button stud. So if you would prefer that, you have the freedom with the kit that I'm going to sell, that I plan to sell. I plan to put several different options on there, or maybe have you choose which option you want, whether you want a snap, whether you want a stitch line, or the rivets here, and if so, what color do you want these things? All right, those are the options we're going to try to get, and that way you can get a custom fitting sheath for your axe or your hatchet that you've made yourself. All right, so when people look at your work and like, man, that looks great, where did you buy that? You can say, I didn't buy it, I made it. And if you want to make one too, go to just Nazarene Leather Company, you know. But yeah, that's what we're going to plan to do. So that's kind of looking ahead to some product line stuff. But yes, the next, or the current video that I'm working on is the collaboration video for the Leatherverse. After that, I plan to immediately get into the how to price your leatherwork part 2, because we've just gotten so much good feedback and good advice in the comment section of the first one. We're going to make a part 2. Okay. Another reason you haven't seen a ton of content is because this has been a very tough time for us personally. We have not been sick, but close friends and family have been sick, like in the hospital, ventilators involved, things like that, for weeks and months now. And so we've been spending a lot of time visiting, spending time in the hospital, coordinating with folks, and God is good. Folks are healing up. They're coming out of the hospital. Some have been out for a while, and so yeah, doctors don't have a lot of explanations as to why things have happened, or why recovery's been so fast, but they are. I think it's because of prayer, and yeah, because we serve a God who can do some absolutely amazing things. All right. So yeah, I've also, just because of the time of year that it is, all right, in the retail world, these are the slowest months. January, February, March, pretty slow. Reason is we just came off of Christmas. All right, people blew all their money and probably went into debt, all right, during the Christmas season, and so in the retail world, stuff was kind of slow right now. So other opportunities for some extra work and such have come for me, and I am taking those just because I have to be able to pay my bills, feed my family. All right, we're not hurting or anything like that, but yeah, so that's taking some of my time that I cannot dedicate to making videos, you know, like every day or every other day and such. So speaking of that, for videos, one last thing, then we're going to move on. And that is, what content would you like to see me make? What are some topics, maybe for the business side, for leatherworking and such, that you would like to hear my opinion on, or me to share something, or perhaps maybe projects for me to work on that you would like to see filmed? Would you prefer more short format videos, so less than a minute, some shorts that I put out, or do you like the long form stuff where I kind of explain to you what I'm doing, time lapses in there, the builds that I'm working on, stuff like that? Let me know what you would like to see as far as content on here, and I will try and see if I can do that. Okay? Let's see, let's move on to product lines. I told you about the axe and the hatchet kit, so that's something that I'm working on developing to sell a kit so that you can make a custom sheath for your axe or your hatchet. But regarding the EDC line, all right, we've kind of taken a step back within our business and tried to evaluate some things, and really getting back to our identity as a business. We are specifically focused on leather goods for the outdoors. Leather goods that could be used for the outdoors. We are not just a generic leather company. All right, we're going to make just a random thing here, a random thing there. We want high quality, well thought out, and if possible, multi-functionality, multi-purpose items for the outdoors. Okay, that's our vision and our goal for Just a Nazarene Leather Company. Okay, so that being said, there will, for right now and the foreseeable future, not be an EDC line with pad folios and notebooks and wallets and things like that. That's not the direction and the vision for the company where we want to go to. Okay. It may be difficult for most of you to kind of see the vision or understand why we're choosing to kind of go back on our plans to have an EDC line and stay in the niche of the outdoor goods, because you probably just think we have a belt and a lot of pouches, you know, so, oh, you're a pouch company. No, we're an outdoor leather goods company. All right, I've hinted at a few things that I'm working on. I'm keeping the master plan, you know, close to the vest, because I believe it is such a good concept. The whole thing, not just one random product, but the way that they all work together, that I am hesitant to share that out, to put that out there, because people with more means could effectively hit the market with that idea. Even if they did, I don't think they would do it as well as what we are going to do, but I just don't want to risk that. All right, so we are focusing our energies not on developing other product lines, but on fleshing out the outdoor goods product line that we have. All right, because we already have a goal, we already know where we want to go. It's just a matter of how do we get there, specifically without going into debt. Okay, that's a personal thing. We don't want to get where we're going by charging things or getting loans. Okay, because the Bible says that the borrower is servant to the lender. All right, and I don't want to serve any other person. I serve the Most High God. All right, that's it. and so I don't want to borrow anything. Okay, so we're trying to come up with creative ways to perhaps crowdfund some projects. I just have to get some functioning prototypes out there to show you what the goal is and go on record with, all right, we're the ones coming out of it, coming out with this product line in this concept. We also want to get a patent for our design and our system that we're coming out with. And if you've ever looked into getting a patent, you know that those are not cheap, all right? So we're talking a minimum of like 10 grand or so, okay? So yeah, we're staying focused on outdoor goods. The EDC line will not be part of a regular lineup. Now, does this mean that I'm unwilling to make a wallet or a padfolio? Well, no, I've made those. Those have been custom builds. There's videos on the channel. So if there is something like that that you would like, request some custom work, and that'll be something that I'm happy to work into my workflow here and get it done as I'm able to. But they just won't be part of the regular product line, but I am more than willing to make one for you, okay? If it's within my skill set to do so, all right? So, last thing about product lines. With the mindset that our company, we're staying in the outdoor leather goods niche, what are some things that you think would be good ideas for products that you think would be useful, or that you've never seen anyone else design that you think would be good ideas to add to our product line? All right, I want to know those. Put them in the comments. The email for my company, all right, you can find that on YouTube. You know, I'll just put it up on the screen here. info@NazareneLeather.com. If you have ideas, comment them below. Send us an email. If you can attach pictures and stuff and just say, hey, I found this random cheap thing on Amazon. It's a cool concept, good idea. It's just made very cheaply. Could you do a better one with this tweak, this change, all right? Pictures, links, and stuff like that, frames of reference. Those are all good things that will help me visualize what you're talking about. Now, just because you suggest something doesn't mean that it will be added to our product line. But it's a possibility because I know what I want to do. I know the direction that I want to go. But I also believe that you have more and oftentimes better insight into things and have a better idea of what you want more so than I do. So I'm asking for your help. What would you like to see as far as outdoor leather products go that you would like me to add to our product line? Okay, so ideas for YouTube videos and content that you would like to see, and ideas for outdoor leather goods and products that you would like to see also. Okay, last thing, we are in the last day of January, and so we only have one pouch left in our January lot of pouches that has brands on it. So for whatever reason, this little guy so far is unloved and unwanted. All right, I don't know if it's because it's a different color belt loop and such, but it's a beautiful pouch. It is one of a kind, and yeah, I don't know when we will get branded leather. Again, this is the only pouch like this that I'm aware of that I have over on the shelf or in my leather that has brands on it. All right, so it is one of a kind. It's only available for the rest of today. All right, so tomorrow, February 1st, will not be available on the website, and I'll take this to different shows and live events that I go to throughout the year. So if you want this, you need to get it before midnight on January 31st. All right, just throwing that out there. That's the January pouch, the last one that's left. We've sold the others. And for February, we decided to make some new pouches out of some leather that I've had for years and just never got around to using. I initially got it as a prototyping leather because it is the same thickness as the leather that we use for our pouches. And I've done a little bit of prototyping with it, but not a whole lot. And I've been having this hide for a while, and I was like, you know what? February would be a good time to introduce pouches made out of this leather here. Okay, so limited run, February only, we have red leather pouches. All right. They are made in the exact same style and fashion as our original leather belt pouches. For these solid red ones, I only have one of them with no snaps and one of them with snaps. All right. That's it. Okay, that's all I got for those. Now, I did kind of experiment. All right. We have one where we decided that what if we made a pouch where the stitch line was not on the inside? What if we had an exposed stitch line? What would that do? And I was like, you know what? Let's try it with one of the February pouches. So we do. This is our first and only pouch that has a stitch line on the outside. All right, brown thread that we use, so we used a brown leather lace on this particular pouch. It comes with snaps. We do not have a no snaps option for this. So this is the only pouch that we've ever made like this. I think it turned out well. But yeah, so we do have that option for February also. And then I have no idea if you'll like these, think they're ugly. I don't know. I just experimented, all right? We decided to mix up the red and the brown and give you a brown on red option, okay? So the front and back are red, the gusset, the belt loop, and the lace are brown. We have a no snap and a snap option for these, okay? And we also have done a red on brown option where the front and the back are brown, but the belt loop, the gusset, and the lace are red. All right, a no snap and a snap option. Okay, so these 7 pouches that have red leather on them, all right, there's going to be individual pictures of them, so you can decide exactly what you want to get. They will be available starting tomorrow. And I don't know how to get more of the red leather that we have. It was in the discount lot at my Tandy Leather at least 2 years ago, maybe 3 years back. And I was like, ooh, I might could use that for something. And I hadn't really touched it for 3 years. Okay, so no, this is not something that I can get on a regular basis. I'm making these. I've got a little bit of red scrap left. But yeah, this is the only time these are going to be offered. These red limited run pouches for the month of February only. All right. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for joining me in the workshop for this January update. I pray that you're blessed. Bye now.